Hello! Let's talk about connectives and how you can use them to make your writing more cohesive. Connectives are special words and phrases that show your reader how your ideas are connected. Connectives can show links between ideas within a sentence, between different sentences, and even between paragraphs. Using connectives also helps you to organize and structure your writing, and prevent your reader from losing the flow of your ideas. There are many kinds of connectives, and they fit into different categories, based on the type of relationship. When using connectives, try to think about how your ideas are linked. For example, some connectives are used to show a cause and effect relationship, like because, so, or therefore. Other connectives are used to show a contrast or comparison between ideas, such as although, but, or nevertheless. Now, let's look at some categories for connectives. Some connectives are used to add more information to what has already been said, which is called elaboration. Other connectives can show how two ideas are similar or different. Use these when you want to show how ideas challenge or contradict each other. You can also use connectives to form a link between one idea as a cause and another as an effect, or when ideas are logically related. Here are two more categories of examples. We have connectives that are used to offer an alternative. Use these to show a different perspective or an exception. Finally, some connectives are used when you want to emphasize an idea, such as when an idea is important or deserves special attention. I know this is a lot of examples, but the most important thing to remember is that all connectives have a purpose. Their function is based on the relationship they convey. So, when should we use a connective? Well, you may want to use one when the relationship between ideas isn't clear. Check out this example. These two sentences could be related in different ways. A connective might help to clarify the relationship for the reader. Is sentence number 2 an elaboration that adds more information? If that is the case, we might add a connective like, for example, but the second sentence might be a consequence of that first sentence. The trees may be dying because of the pollution, so we can use a cause and effect connective like, as a result. If you like, take a minute to pause the lesson to consider these examples. Press play to resume when you're ready to go on. Okay. Now let's look at a more difficult example. Read this paragraph and think about where we might add connectives to make it better. How could we improve this paragraph? Pause the video to read it, and press play when you're ready to continue. Great. I've added in a few blanks where a connective might be inserted. Do you have an idea about what connectives we could use? Let me show you my answers. First, this sentence contradicts the previous sentence. It makes a claim that challenges the previous idea. So, we should use a contrast connective like, in reality. For the next sentence, I added the connective, moreover. This is because this sentence elaborates on the previous sentence. It adds new information that builds on the same ideas, so I used an additive connective. Finally, the last sentence of that paragraph takes all the ideas and ties them together. It draws a logical conclusion based on the facts. Thus, I used the cause and effect connective as a result. And that's it. By adding a few connectives, I hope that you can see how this paragraph flows more smoothly and is easier to understand. Although connectives are very useful, they aren't always necessary. Don't use a connective within every sentence. Use them when clarification is needed. If you have too many connectives in one paragraph, your writing may sound unnatural. Similarly, if the relationship between ideas is easily understood, then you probably don't need a connective. And lastly, if your essay contains many ideas that are not clear or unrelated, well, you might have to rewrite those parts. Let's wrap up. We talked about how connectives add cohesion to your essay, which improves readability. Also, there are many different connectives. As you write, Practice using a wide variety of them, and remember, don't use too many connectives in one paragraph. Well, that's all for now. When you are ready to go on to the checkpoint, close this window.